Even Dion's Wednesday night, March 21st. Bruins Blues tonight from St. Louis, 8 p.m. puck drop. A lot of good things going on with the Bruins right now, even though they're coming off an overtime loss to Columbus. Like I said in a post earlier today, they currently trail the Lightning by 5 points for the top seed in the Eastern Conference, as well as the NHL. Lightning have 104 points, Bruins have 99. Bruins have 11 games left, Lightning have 9, and they also have a 6-point lead on third place Toronto, who has 93 points with only 9 games to go. Bruins play Tampa 2 times more head-to-head. Right now they're beginning a 3-game road trip with stops in St. Louis tonight. I believe it is Dallas Friday night and Minnesota Sunday. I think that's how it maps out. Anton Khudobin starts tonight versus Jake Allen. Khudobin's 15-6-4 this year. Jake Allen's 23-21-4. Jake Allen's the Blues starting goalie. They're a fringe playoff team right now. On the outside, kind of looking in. They're not the same team that you remember at the beginning of the year. They gave up Paul Stastny on a big trade to the Jets at the deadline. And they also have had Vladimir Tarasenko, their best player, injured for the last few weeks. You think he came back and he had a setback. Corey already told us he's out tonight, so that'll help as well. The Ryan Donato show is now heading out for its first road game. Donato played unbelievable in his first game. 6 shots on goal, a goal and 2 assists. It took his father 10 games to have a goal and 2 assists. Just keep that in mind. So Ryan, like I've been saying from the get-go, is big time, and you're just going to continue to love him. The Bruins also signed Wiley Sherman to an entry-level contract. He's a 6'7" defenseman from Harvard University. Wiley's a good player, but he's quite a bit away from the NHL, I would say. He's not like Donato. He's not even close to that. But he's a guy that's got size like Carlo and could end up having quite a decent NHL career if he could take to the NHL type of game. I think he's got to get a little bit tougher, though. Just my opinion. Having that big body, you got to be throwing people around with that body. Even Carlo, I think, needs to get tougher, a lot tougher. So just something to keep in mind. I believe they're going to go with the same lineup as the other night. I don't know if there's any changes. My man Corey hasn't put their lines out yet in the defensive pairings, but I do want to see a lot of Nick Holden and Grzelcyk because I think they're going to fight for that one extra defensive spot. It's good to have these problems. Last year against Ottawa, we didn't have these problems. We were depleted on defense, and now I think we have, the luxury of having a lot of good defensemen that can play NHL minutes in the playoffs. Charlie McAvoy's still out. Patrice Bergeron began practicing, so it looks like they're both going to be ready to go for the playoffs. I haven't heard too much on McAvoy, but I do think that, hopefully the rest, like Kyrie Irving, it's the same type of deal where rest is the key. And, we need McAvoy if we're going to have any chance of winning the cup. Bruins and Blues tonight. Toronto has guys like Jaden Schwartz, Jordy Laterra. They have a really good defensive core with Alex Pietrangelo. And Jake Allen's a pretty good goalie. But all intents and purposes, it would be a tough game, but the Bruins should win. Toronto is a heavy team, though. They have some good size up front. And that's the type of team that can give the Bruins some problems. So keep that to look at as far as getting into a checking battle with this team. But Marchand, Pasternak, hopefully they can put some points on the board and the Bruins can walk out of there with a win or at least a point. All they got to do is get points, guys. Rest, 100% and points. I'll talk to you after the game for analysis. Have a good night. Enjoy the game.